Hi there. I finally got to a point where I can release the early access of Unity in easy mode. I'm not really sure what the final name of it is going to be. And in this video, I'll try to explain what it is and how you can use it and where you can get it. Now, the assets that you see right now, these are the assets that I was testing it with, but I can't release this project with these assets. So I'm working on replacing these assets with Canny assets. That way you can see the demos, how the units are being used and all of that. But the 2D space shooter game was actually created with Canny assets. So this one is pretty much ready. One thing that I improved here that you might notice is that I've added object pooling. So now all of these game objects have object pooling in the background. So if you're not sure what this project is, it's basically a collection of units that I'm building that will simplify how you can start making your games. So right here, if I take a look at the player ship, which is my player, I have the move horizontal, which is in charge of moving the player horizontally, then move vertical, which moves vertically. Then on keyboard input, I have a spawn unit, which has all these different settings and also has object pooling integrated into it. And then right here, I have an on trigger unit that works with both the 2D triggers and a 3D triggers, and it supports tag filtering, which is how I usually use the trigger filtering. Then there's the explode node, which creates the explosion effect that you saw. And right here, you can see the beginning of the work that I'm doing with UI. It's not final yet, so still the UI is a work in progress. So that's just a walkthrough of the player, which has the most logic in this game right here. And you can take a look at the other prefabs. So the meteor, this one just has move and on trigger. And then on trigger, we have a drop coin. And here's another unit, remove, which is the second part of the spawn. So spawn is to create an object, and the remove is in charge of removing. And if you want to use object pooling, you need to use this unit instead of just the destroy. So that's basically what the project is creating these super units that you can create games with. And at any point, if you need to modify some behavior of any of those super units, you can go inside and change that. Another demo that I have here is a 2D top-down tank. So this demo is also included right now in the package. I'm working on converting the other ones, and I'll add them as soon as I'll have them converted. But for this one, let's take a look at the top-down tank. And in here, you can see that it's using the same nodes. So move vertical preset, which is responsible for moving the tank. But it has the follow rotation turned on because it uses the horizontal axis to rotate the tank left and right. And then when you click the spacebar, it actually fires 3 bullets, and they have some shift between the angles to create the 3 bullet effect. So something like this. See, when I hit the space, you can see the 3 bullets are coming out in a different angles. So these are the 2 demos that currently are included in the package. You can test them out and see how they're set up, how they use the units that I have available already. Like I mentioned, I'll be adding more demos to it as I go further into the development. And currently you can actually get this early access version on itch.io. The link is in description. And by getting this asset, you're supporting the further development of this project and also this channel with all the tutorials that I'm making here. So if you want to support this project and you want to use it, be sure to get it now, because the more work that I'll put in this project, the bigger the price is going to be. So the earlier you get it, the lower price you'll pay. But now let me show you how you can use this project. So before you import the project, and if you're using a version of Unity that is lower than 2021, you want to import Bolt and also Cinemachine. I'm using the Cinemachine in the demos. So if you're trying to look at the demos, you'll need the Cinemachine for the camera to work correctly. After that, you can drop the package in. And these are all the files that are currently included here. Click import and you get this folder SP. Now, if you go in here and try to play one of the demos, there's gonna be an error when you try to shoot with a spacebar. And if you go to the player ship, you can see that it's because the prefab that I had connected to spawn is actually not connected. And this is a problem when you're importing a project. So one way you can actually fix this is by importing it twice. So after you import it the first time, remove the whole folder, import it again. And after you import it the second time, you actually need to reload the project, because if you don't, it's going to show you some errors on input access. So after you start Unity, you can go find that 2D space shooter, and now it should start working as expected. So that's just a workaround that you can do to get those prefabs connected when you import it. I'm not sure if there's a better solution than this. If someone knows of a better solution, make sure you write that in the comments. But that's how you import this project. And with this project, you can see that you have demos. If you don't want the demos in your project, you can ignore the demos folder on import. But the other ones we have here are the preset units, and these are the coin, explosion, and UI. And the idea behind these prefabs are the common prefabs that you have in games. So currently, these are the ones that I have. And for the units, I have them separated by levels. Then I have preset units, and these are just the units that you've seen me use. And these units, if we go inside here, are using some of the high level units and also some mid-level units. It has some animation presets and stuff, and I'll be making detailed tutorials on how to use these units and how I have the animation set up. So if you want to support this project and get early access, you can get it on itch.io. And if you have any feedback about the project, be sure to find me on Discord and give me your feedback and suggestion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.